And the dream for the Utah Jazz right here is to play that team defensive game and get the Lakers standing around where Shaq plays the one-man game. Everybody else standing around watching Shaq shoot and turn around fadeaway. A lot of guys for Utah will guard Shaq, but at the very end, it's going to come down to Karl Malone at both ends of the court. Whoever wins that matchup, Shaq and Karl, that's going to win that series, Tom.
Well, expecting the hack of Shaq, Shaquille was out extra early practicing his free throws. Game one of the Western Finals, and the Lakers hoping to hop out in front.
Down, down, down. Utah going down. Down, down, down. Utah going down. Down, down, down. Utah going down. Down, down, down.
Brought to you this one, and it's underway. The officials Hugh Evans, Ronnie Nunn, and Bernie Fryer.
Eddie Jones in transition.
And Shaq misses right underneath with Foster in his face.
Everyone expects the Los Angeles Lakers to roll through the Utah Jazz, and this will be a different series. The Jazz have been a mentally tougher team than any that they have run across in any other two series.
Stopped it off a screen, intimidated by Shaquille, but there's Greg Foster, and Foster with the slam on the putback, and then a look at the crowd. Remember, it was Foster who made the throat-cutting gesture that so angered the Lakers during the regular season.
Steve, who have you been talking to that everybody thinks the Lakers are just going to kill the Jazz?
Well, I came early, and I got a sense from everyone that they thought that the Lakers were playing so well that the Jazz had little opportunity. But as you see early, Utah Jazz and Greg Foster.
Foster has all 4 Utah points.
Greg Foster making the contributions where he can in transition, going to the offensive glass and rolling into the seam when Shaq plays the big zone close-off defense.
Triple team of Shaq, and Stockton took it away. Stockton with a lead pass. Russell got it. Whoa! Stockton, perfect pass after the steal, and a great acrobatic layup by Brian Russell. 20-second timeout, Los Angeles. Fox picked it off after the careless Hornacek pass. Fox for 3. Rick Fox on both ends made the defensive play and then hits the three-pointer to cut the Jazz lead to 2.
Gets to the line. Remember, he takes the second most free throw attempt of anybody in the NBA.
Eddie Jones committed the foul, and Brian Russell sinks the jump shot, his 4th point. That's Shaq down low. Powers up, no good. Got his own. Stripped by Stockton. And then Fox nearly got it back. Here's Russell. Numbers for the Jazz. Foster's pull-up. Rebounded by Malone. And he laid it in.
Well, the Utah Jazz are making all the hustle plays here early in the ball game. They've been able to be a little bit quicker and more alert of where the ball is. That's the difference between being ahead and behind early.
Incredible run of 3 straight games where he set new career playoff highs in points, 23, 29, and 32. Stockton lulled Fisher to sleep and laid it in.
John Stockton was a phenomenal difference. He missed 2 of the 3 losses. There's Shaq in deep again, but can't hold on.
That's an unforced error that time by Shaq. He just fumbled it away.
The Lakers are not real good at that. 5 seconds on the shot clock for Utah.
Malone got it away.
What patience by John Stockton. The decision-making. Most guys right there would have thrown up a wild 4 shot to beat the clock. He knew he had his best scorer, Karl Malone, in perfect position.
Shaq finds an open Fisher right back in on the re-entry pass, and Shaq still without a field goal. He's 0 for 4.
What they've done also is allow them just 1 opportunity. Nice feed to Karl Malone. They take this hoop away.
Greg Foster.
Look at Jerry Sloan. He cannot believe this offensive foul. Shaq and
well, Greg Foster's doing a poor man's imitation and did in the project. I'm going to try to get into Shaq's head. I'm going to try to create some sort of focus other than being on the game. Greg Foster having a good time.
Foster has to go to the bench.
Well, Foster might want to talk to Greg Ostertag about fooling with Shaq. Remember, Shaq cuffed Greg at the start of the season.
Now, you know, what they try to do with Malone is isolate him and keep O'Neal out of the play and then find the cutter. And it was Chris Morris, a little bobble, and he said, I want this. for the next 4.
It's that old playing possum deal, right?
Malone.
Sweeping hook, Karl Malone.
The Lakers big men don't want to step out and get the shooter, Kobe Bryant.
Bryant challenges Ostertag. Nice move. Kobe elevating and scoring his 5th point.
Well, yesterday at the film session,
Isley with an answer for the Jazz.
Isley has not been shooting the ball well. Nice to see him get a runner to go in.
The first period, it's been all the Utah Jazz. They scored the first 6 points of the game. They led throughout the first period, which ends with Utah on top of Los Angeles 24-13. That's the end of one period in the first game of the Western Conference Finals. The NBA on NBC.
Utah has out-hustled the Lakers here. They're quicker to every loose ball. They're working harder on the boards. Isley shooting jumpers.
Combination in O'Neal and Campbell. Let's see how they work together in tandem and how Ostertag will defend. Lakers turn it over.
Shaq throws it away, and the Lakers have been strangely flat throughout the game so far.
Without scores, so they've got to get them playing outside in, and they've got to get them missing some shots.
Steve, that was a jump shot.
Eldon Campbell. Shaq couldn't get the rebound. It's Morris instead. So the Twin Towers even not productive for the Lakers.
And Morris barking at Ostertag.
And barking a 3. And then holstering his pistol as he runs back down court. The Lakers will take a 20.
They're out of 20-second timeout. And right now, they're getting beat so badly that timeouts are going to become a problem for the Lakers end of this game. The bench for the Utah Jazz just spectacular, Steve. Coming off the great screen, and now Chris Morris in transition.
The Jazz in the midst of a 7-0 run to open the second quarter. It's been all Utah. With 8 points on 4 for 4 shooting.
Tom, that is such a great sign because he has been struggling. He said 30% shooting. The Jazz coach, Ed Howard, telling me himself. Traveling violation on Shaq.
The big dog working his way down low.
Three-pointer. Chris Morris.
Chris Morris getting the early call today. Adam Keefe pretty much out of the rotations.
And Morris has 10 points in 8 minutes. Shaq travels. No basket.
Antoine Carr running the same exact plays, but Karl Malone runs inside.
And Del Harris has just been teed up. The Jazz are doing all this with Stockton, Malone, and Hornacek on the bench.
And the Lakers rally themselves together. Del Harris takes one to try to slow things down. They're trying to calm themselves down as you see them behind Howard Isley.
He had to take one. He's out of timeouts.
The only way he could stop the carnage.
Look at the offensive heroes in the quarter. Isley with 7, Chris Morris with 6.
Shaq with a couple of traveling violations there.
Bench scoring heavily in favor of the Jazz, thanks largely to Chris Morris. And Isley for 3. Oh, Howard Isley! Light it up, Howard. He has a dozen. He hadn't missed a shot. 5 for 5.
This is 16-2 at the start of the quarter.
Fisher for 3. Saved by Shandon Anderson. Scrap for it. Jones and Ostertag. And jump ball call.
Wesley easily getting to 110 a game.
Isley. Why not? Somebody guard him.
Well, we got to remember something. This is not Seattle. This is the best team in basketball right now in terms of record-wise. You can't look at them as the same as Seattle.
Karl Malone, too easy.
Post for Shandon Anderson. They think he can post anybody.
Oh, up and under on Kobe Bryant. He made the youngster look silly on that one.
And then Mark Jackson's going to have to be big.
Somehow, Russell willed it in and won.
The key to the play is no pressure on John Stockton. They have run a clinic on ball movement, player movement. Watch Van Exel. His arms are down. Stockton just spots where he wants Russell to go, and it's just a great athletic finish for Russell.
Scored 20 of the Lakers' 32 points. Traveling call, and Los Angeles turns it over.
Karl Malone, first team All-NBA defense.
Bryant hits the second one. 60-33.
Fans love to taunt Kobe at this stage of his career. He'll be back.
These are Utah fans. They love to taunt anybody that's in the opposing uniform. They got into it with John Lutz, and he hasn't even been in the game yet.
Half has been a Utah rout. Off the bench, Isley and Morris doing major damage. Utah leading throughout the game after scoring the first 6 points. Their biggest advantage in the first half was a whopping 30-point advantage.
Come back and win this game. O'Neal missing again.
Thank goodness for Kobe Bryant and Rick Fox. If you're a Laker fan, they're 7 of 12. The rest of the Lakers are 2 of 25. That's under 10% shooting. Karl Malone powers it through and one.
That hot three-point attack. And as you said earlier, when they're making their threes and they got Shaq going inside, they're impossible to beat. Malone holding the ball.
Wow. Malone holding, shooting over Shaq.
Lakers going more regularly now with Shaq guarding Karl Malone. And that's just not going to work either.
Well, you can't find anybody to guard him on the low post except Shaq, so he puts Shaq on him. He goes outside and buries jump shot. A good look. And then, I think it was Russell that kept it alive for a moment, and Stockton, impossible reverse. They switch. Shaq takes him back. Kobe Bryant comes to help. Doesn't matter. Like a fly on an elephant. Malone shoots it in the hoop for his 20th. Russell the block.
Foster in transition.
Nobody picked up the trailer except John Stockton. Stockton to Malone. That's what Robert Horry said he didn't want to hear.
But when you're winning by 20 plus, everybody's playing well, including Greg Foster, who just out-hustled Shaq up and down the court.
Well, no words this time. Game 1 of the Western Conference Final, their dominance. Couple that with Shaq's inability to produce, a direct result of Utah's tenacious defense, and you've got an LA team wondering how can they rebound from this devastating debut. And we end the third quarter the same way we began, with the Jazz leading the Lakers by 26 thanks to the big third period by Karl Malone. At the end of 3, it's all Utah, 91-65. We'll be back to Salt Lake City after these messages and a word from your local station. You're watching the NBA on NBC.